Chapter 6, The Parliamentary System, Legislature and Executive. Question answers from Grade 8, Subject Social Science. The big questions. Question 1. What is India's parliamentary system and how is it structured? Answer. India follows a parliamentary system of government based on the British model. Structure. At the union level, President, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. At the state level, Governor, Legislative Assembly, Vidhan Sabha, and sometimes Legislative Council, Vidhan Parishad. The Executive, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers comes from the Legislature and is accountable to it. Question 2. What are the key functions of the Parliament? Answer. Lawmaking, passes new laws and amends old ones. Executive accountability, questions and supervises the government's work. Financial control, approves budgets and checks government expenditure. Constitutional rule, amends the constitution, elects the president and vice president. Representative role, expresses the will and concerns of the people. Question 3. What are the roles of the legislative and the executive in India's parliamentary democracy? Answer. Legislature, Parliament, state assemblies, makes laws, discusses and debates issues, holds the executive accountable. Next, executive, President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, CM at state level, implements and enforces laws, runs the day-to-day administration, frames and executes policies. Question 4. How are the legislature and the executive organized at the union and state levels? Answer. Union level, legislature, Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha plus president. Executive, president, nominal head, PM and council of ministers. State level, legislature, Vidhan Sabha, unicameral or Vidhan Sabha plus Vidhan Parishad, bicameral in some states. Executive, governor, nominal head, chief minister and council of ministers. Let's explore page 148. Draw a small chart to show the process of how RTE became an act. What do you think the process would be if RTE had been tabled in the Lok Sabha? Answer. Process. First, draft bill introduced in Rajya Sabha 2008. Second, referred to standing committee for review. Third, passed by Rajya Sabha, sent to Lok Sabha. Fourth, passed by Lok Sabha 2009. Fifth, sent to President for assent. Sixth, published in Gazette, became an act in 2010. If it had been tabled in Lok Sabha first, the same process would follow, but starting in the Lok Sabha instead of the Rajya Sabha. Let's explore page 150. Given here is an extract from the report of meetings between the Standing Committee on Health and Family Welfare and the officers from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Observe the screenshots above and discuss the following in small groups. Who is reporting to whom? What is the subject that has been reviewed? Identify the committee's recommendation. What is the government's reply? Answer. Who is reporting to whom? Officers from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare report to the Standing Committee. Subject reviewed. Health schemes and performance. Example, immunization, public health programs. Committee's recommendation. Improve implementation and fill gaps in services. Government's reply. Accepted the recommendations in principle and explained the steps being taken. Let's explore page 151. Why do you think that Parliament keeps an eye on government expenditure? Hint. Whose money does the government spend? Answer. Because the government spends public money, taxes collected from citizens. Parliament ensures funds are used properly, transparently, and for public welfare, not misused. Let's explore page 152. If the executive is part of the legislature, how do we say that there is separation of power? Hint. Revisit the section on legislature above. Answer. In India, there is no complete separation, but rather a separation of functions with checks and balances. Executive is part of legislature but accountable to it. Judiciary is independent and can check both legislature and executive. This prevents misuse of power. Let's explore page 154. What might happen if one of the organs, legislature, executive, judiciary, had all the power? How could it affect the rights of people? Discuss with your classmates. How each organ checks the others. For example, how does the legislature question the actions of the executive? How does the judiciary make sure that laws and government actions respect the constitution? Do you think there might be ways in which the actions of the judiciary itself are reviewed? Answer: it would lead to dictatorship and loss of rights. How they check each other? Legislature questions executive. Example through question are no confidence motion. Judiciary reviews laws and actions. Example judicial review. Executive implements but within the framework of laws passed by legislature. Judiciary itself can be reviewed through appeals system and impeachment of judges in extreme cases. Question 2. Can you find examples where the judiciary has asked lawmakers to review a law? Can you find any instances when the implementation of a law has been questioned by the judiciary? Answer: judiciary asked lawmakers to review a law, section 377 of IPC regarding LGBTQ plus rights was struck down. Parliament later updated related laws. Right to privacy declared a fundamental right. Parliament asked to ensure laws comply. Judiciary questioned implementation of law. Supreme Court ordered strict enforcement of Right to Education Act. Directed proper implementation of environmental protection laws. Let's explore page 157. What type of legislature does your state have? Answer: in India, most states have a unicameral legislature, only Vidhan Sabha. A few states, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, have bicameral legislature, both Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. The answer will depend on your own state. For example, Maharashtra, bicameral, Vidhan Sabha plus Vidhan Parishad. Rajasthan, unicameral, only Vidhan Sabha. Let's explore page 158. Study the data given in the following table. What conclusions can you draw about the functioning of Parliament over time? Compile data for more recent years. Answer: studying the Lok Sabha data. Period: first Lok Sabha 1952 to 57. Number of sessions 14. Number of sittings 677. Observation: very active, long sittings. Second Lok Sabha 1957 to 1962. Number of sessions 16. Number of sittings 567. Observation: slightly fewer sittings than the first. 10th Lok Sabha 1991 to 1996. Number of sessions 16. Number of sittings 423. Observation: further decline in sittings. 13th Lok Sabha 1999 to 2004. Number of sessions 14. Number of sittings 356. Observation: productivity reduced significantly. Conclusions: over time, the number of sittings has declined. Parliament has become less active, even though the workload has increased. Fewer sittings mean less time for debates and scrutiny of government work. Data from recent years, 14th to 17th Lok Sabha, shows the same trend of decline, often due to disruptions and adjournments. Second, read the following statement of the former chairman of the Rajya Sabha, M. Venkaiah Naidu, given in 2021. The productivity of Rajya Sabha during 2004 to 14 has been about 78%, and it declined to about 65% since then. Of the 11 sessions that he presided over, 4 of them clocked low productivity of 6.80%, 27.30%, 28.90%, and 29.55%. During the year 2018, the Rajya Sabha recorded the lowest ever productivity of 35.75% under the impact of disruptions. What conclusions can you draw from this statement? What implications does this have for the role that the Rajya Sabha is expected to play? Answer. Venkaiah Naidu's statement about Rajya Sabha 2021, productivity has fallen sharply from 78% during 2004 to 14 to 65% since then. Some sessions had extremely low productivity, as low as 6.8% due to disruptions. 2018 recorded the lowest ever productivity, 35.75%. Conclusions. Rajya Sabha, which is supposed to be a house of serious debate and review, is unable to function effectively. Frequent disruptions and walkouts waste time and weaken democracy. This affects its role as the Council of States meant to check and balance the Lok Sabha. Let's explore page 159. Take up a small group project. Compile data regarding the functioning of the legislature in your state or union territory. Answer. Students can collect data such as number of sittings per year, attendance of MLAs, important bills discussed and passed, instances of disruption or adjournment, sources, State Assembly website, newspapers, or RTI request. Question 2. Seek an appointment with an MLA and gather information about challenges with respect to the state legislature. Answer. Meeting an MLA, challenges in state legislature. From interaction, students might learn lack of time for detailed debate, disruptions and walkouts by opposition or ruling party, delays in passing bills, shortage of research staff to help MLAs, public expectations versus limited funds. Next, questions and activities. Question 1. Find out how many representatives from your state are in each house of the parliament. Answer. This depends on your state's population and size. Example, Uttar Pradesh, 80 Lok Sabha MPs, 31 Rajya Sabha MPs, Maharashtra, 48 Lok Sabha MPs, 19 Rajya Sabha MPs. You can check your state's official government or parliament website for the latest numbers. So friends, here I have provided Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra as an example. You can check your state's official government or parliament website for the latest numbers. Question 2. What makes the Indian Parliament the voice of the people? How does it ensure that different opinions are heard? Answer. MPs are directly elected by citizens. They represent people's views. Debates and discussions in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha allow multiple viewpoints. Opposition parties question the government and suggest alternatives. Parliamentary committees study issues in detail and include experts' opinions. Thus, Parliament works as the collective voice of India's diversity. Question 3. Why do you think the Constitution made the executive responsible to the legislature? Answer. To prevent misuse of power by the executive, ensures checks and balances in democracy. Executive must answer questions in Parliament. Example during question hour. If it loses majority support, the executive has to resign. This makes the government accountable to the people. Question 4. Why do you think we have chosen the system of bicameral legislature at the union level? Answer. Lok Sabha represents the people directly, population based. Rajya Sabha represents the state's federal balance. Bicameralism ensures wider debate and scrutiny of laws. Prevents hasty law making. Both houses must approve. Balances the voice of both people and states in law making. Question 5. Try to track the journey of a recent bill passed by the Parliament. Identify in which house it was introduced. Were there any major debates or disagreements? How long did it take for the bill to become a law? Use newspaper archives, government websites, and Lok Sabha debates, or ask your teacher for help. Answer. Example, Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023, introduced in Lok Sabha August 2023, referred to Standing Committee, debated on data privacy and government control, passed in Lok Sabha, then in Rajya Sabha, sent to President for assent, became law in August 2023. Total time around 1 year of consultations and revisions before final passage. Question 6. Choose a recent law passed by the Parliament. Divide into teams to role play different parts of the process. MPs debating in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, ministers answering questions, and the president giving assent. Present a short skit showing how a bill becomes a law. Enact a model parliament. Answer. Team 1 Lok Sabha MPs debate merits and flaws of the bill. Team 2 Rajya Sabha MPs review and suggest amendments. Team 3 Ministers answer MPs questions and defend bill. Team 4 President gives assent to the bill. Present as a model parliament skit. Question 7. The Women's Reservation Bill 2023 was passed with wide support. Why might it have taken over 25 years for this bill to be passed, despite being discussed for so long? Answer. Opposition and disagreement among parties on quota within quota, example for OBC women, fear among some male MPs of losing their seats, lack of political will and consensus for many years, finally passed in 2023 due to strong cross-party support and demand for gender equality. Question 8. Sometimes the parliament is disrupted and does not function for the number of days it is supposed to. What impact do you think this has on the quality of laws and the trust people place in their representatives? Answer. Important bills are delayed or passed without enough debate. Poor quality of laws since they are not discussed properly. Waste public money spent on running sessions. People lose trust in MPs, representatives, weakens democracy because parliament fails to perform its role. Question 9. Can you create interest groups among students and list questions related to any policy that you may want to ask your MP and or your MLA? How would these questions be different if it is to the MP instead of the MLA and vice versa? Answer. To MP, national issues. What steps is Parliament taking to reduce unemployment? How is the union budget helping education in our region? To MLA, state, local issues. What plans are there to improve roads and schools in our constituency? How is the state government tackling water shortages? Difference. MPs deal with national policies. MLAs deal with local, state level problems. Question 10. What is the role that the judiciary plays in Indian democracy? What could happen if we didn't have an independent judiciary? Answer. Role. Interprets constitution and laws. Protects fundamental rights of citizens. Checks misuse of power by legislature, executive. Strikes down unconstitutional laws, judicial review. Without independent judiciary, government could pass unfair laws unchecked, citizens' rights could be violated, democracy could turn into dictatorship. So friends, we have completed all the question answers from chapter 6, the Parliamentary System, Legislature and Executive. We have already studied the short notes and summary of this chapter. You can find the link in the description and on the screen. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel for more such videos. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.